Welcome back to the TTB Math Show and our podcast. Open lines, as they say, or shall we say, fire away. TTB Math Show takes the unpleasant of the industry and we try to dissect it, digest it, come up with solutions, or just throw our hands up in despair. As you see throughout social media, there is this infectious depression, for lack of a better word. That the market's coming to an end, no more whiskey, no more wine, no more. There's no one buying anything. Well, let's break it down. Is that true? When was the last time you had a drink? I'm having some awesome Terabelt now. So people are still drinking. Ozempic. Any, I mean, let's be real. People are people. We've been around for a couple thousand years over here. So what really is transpiring? The answer is in multiple little, compartments. And let's start off with authenticity, something that Teach Me Math is so proud we could deliver on. But something that you yourself subconsciously felt. You walked into a store, picked up a bottle of bourbon, a bottle of scotch. You love the label, priced at, I don't know, exorbitant amount, 40, 50, or even 20 years ago. You could be assured that what was in that bottle is what was in the barrel. They didn't change it, they just bottled it. They passed it on to you, some markups, and the like. With time, Moneyball came along, and as we all know, Moneyball means money. And they said, hey, if we can get this amount for this, let's create more of them. And slowly but surely, what was a luxurious product either became, well, not an identity product anymore, or conflated because so many people wanted it that they had to make a lot of it, making it not so special, making it, in your eyes, a waste of money. But even worse than that was the quality. It lost its authenticity. You kind of like, hey, it's just too shiny. Now, this could all be happening subconsciously or consciously without you even realizing that you're consciously making the decision saying, hey, it wasn't that much better than the bottle that's a tenth the price, which wouldn't have been like that before all our tastes were blurred. And this has to do, on top of that, with what you call marketing. Social media marketers took out the taste from the whiskey, what made it unique, and made it a case of identity. A social media influencer has every right to make money, but the quality didn't change. And that blurred it further. So we went from a unique quality product to something that is completely blurred, history unknown, blended by who unknown, but it's a premium price. Artist, question mark. In addition, a lot that you pay for when you buy a unique product, besides for the house, besides for the age, is the risk involved in taking it, which is in across all industries. Whiskey is nothing unique, wine is nothing unique, beer is nothing unique. And with the, you know, let's say rum cask finish, the first ones that did it was truly unique and different. And they probably messed up a lot. But with time, it became kind of standard to have that sweet finish. The data is known. So even, I'm talking for myself, my rum cask finish, it wasn't as hot of a seller as, you can imagine how it sold out, but it took some time. And the reason being, because it lost that on the market. Another element. Now let's just point out one more point over here. We'll state a luxury aspect. This whiskey trend is following very much the trend of Louis Vuitton, Moet, and Hennessy, which saw boom, and everyone got to have it during COVID. Easy luxury, I call it. There's got to be a better term for that. It's not fast luxury, it's easy luxury. Everyone, wearing it on their lapel. Hey, I got this, I got that. To it, and they were like massive. Everyone was reading about how big that family, powerful the family was. but it essentially cheapened the brand to the Kering company, which always a standard amount, same amount. This is what it is. This is how it is, all these years, and is now bigger than them. And that's something to pause about and think. When you are only supplying your dedicated base with product, they really, really know who you are. They understand your product. They know you had an opportunity to cash out on your product and you didn't. You didn't just like blow up with 50 different lines of labels and uniqueness, which each one that only the biggest scientists, which is interesting. I was reading an encyclopedia from on distilling from the 60s or 70s, and they would write this one was $2 more, $12 for a 50-year-old cognac or something. Uh, but it's not worth the money. Could be only a true master can tell the nuanced difference. And today, every person you meet has become a notes master, which makes you wonder if they're kind of fooling themselves. But no matter. So this is a big problem with industry. We so mass produced, made so many different labels, and we believe people would be, should I say, suckers to want the complete collection. So we just kept expanding collections till it lost its excitement. Even the media stopped posting every single time a unique and different release was created. Another aspect that has flooded the market is the white labeling, which is again another stream of revenue, but another crowding out of the market. And this is just the way it is. It's not so difficult anymore to produce labels. A label approval is a port right up upload on your portal. It's no more mail, paper, snail mail like in the olden days that would take 30, 40 days till you got a response. So all this flooded the market, and now there's the shakedown. And I speak to distilleries day in, day out as the president, CEO of TTBmath.com, and I've learned a lot. And one of the core things that I tell them all the time is, hey, if you got stripped down to something, keep your one label alive. You might need to move over to another distillery. Will help you. But whoever floats this downturn, which it's not a downturn. You look at the charts. We had an explosion over COVID. Things went up, and now it's just leveling out to the trajectory that it showed in the 2020 books or 2019 books, whatever year it was before COVID. So we don't have to get overly excited. It's just you're not going to be seeing those balloon payments and balloon COVID, what should I say, boatloads of money. You're going to have to really be an artist, and not just because you put a label on is it going to sell. And this is something the luxury market is learning as a whole. Don't keep on making more and more labels. People don't have that endless wallet of COVID money coming in, which people relate to differently. People actually felt they got COVID money. Hey, let me spend on something luxurious, even if they didn't have the money, because they didn't feel emotionally attached to it. And that's something that was unique to such money. Let's go back. You were locked up in a room with free money. I mean, you saw stocks boom, all different things boom, which made no fundamental sense. And that's what happened in the whiskey industry. There was no fundamentals behind a lot of the products, and those us artists that did what it took couldn't stand out. We didn't have a large enough bark. Artists are artists, they're creators. I speak to them again daily. They don't necessarily understand software marketing, and everyone that listens to the show should think to themselves, what do I do that I wish people would appreciate, but I just don't know how to market it? Well, if you have a local distillery, brewery, or winery, those people are artists and they could use your support. And we do suggest stop and give a shout out. Of course, visit the ttbmath.com community and share with us your thoughts about them, because you could do that for them and help them through this phase of the quote unquote downturn where the smaller companies are a little weaker because they don't have that float that most of the companies have, but deserve to continue to be open and support the local community. So yeah, send us a shout out below what you want us to address next week, Wednesday. And looking forward, we love your input, you guys. And of course, ttbmath.com. Thank you, Tarabello, for the sponsorship. I love sponsoring my own show.